All right, the best Larry Bird versus internet gangster story ever told. Let's get straight to it. This is going to be a good one. By the way, I had read you guys' comments on the last video of the making case of Larry Bird, and apparently I got a lot of information misunderstood that you guys was telling me about. So that was on my fault behalf. Probably should have listened all the way to really get the better understanding. Also, I didn't know that there was multiple series of it. This was just on Larry Bird. So that's another thing. I just kind of went in there blindsided. So I didn't know about that. And one thing I will say is the video did get me to think, right? It did maybe like think. It changed how I saw things a little bit. It did. You know, after I sat down, ponder on it, and kind of like slept on it, I would say, well, you know, and I even said in the video, I'm like, everything he said, I don't disagree with. I actually agree with, you know what I'm saying? I see Larry Bird as one of the greats in my eyes. Seriously. So, yeah, I have to go back and look at that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get straight to this video.
Game. Larry Bird's Celtics went 6-0 against Michael's Bulls. I'm just, okay? Never beat them. And it was sweep. In fact, it sounds like maybe even Larry Bird was better than Michael Jordan.
Watkins and Bird.
Uh-oh.
Bird.
Yes, sir.
What a touch. Bird.
Uh-oh. Bird.
That's his game.
That's his game.
Played at the game from that distance at his height. Over Watkins. He knew that
Uh-oh.
was going in. He was fading back on defense as soon as it left his hand.
Even his college games are good. Entertaining.
I'm going to open with my Larry Bird at the Final Four story. I will be the first to admit I barely watched the Larry Bird game against DePaul.
Larry Bird, a phenomenal display. There's the timeout. Timeout to Paul. Larry Bird with 29 points has sparked the Sycamores into their biggest lead of the game.
Larry Bird went 35, 16, and 9 in that game, made 16 of 19 shots. 16 of 19? I barely watched. And a freshman for DePaul named Mark Aguirre, whom I got to know very well in Dallas, did have the last shot in that game. Little long, bounced high off the rim.
Well, they're going for the win. Oh, one shot. The gambling. You're going to know when to hold. You're going to know when to fold. Aguirre. Here it goes. The ball over. It's over. Indiana State has won it. The Sycamores are 33-0. It'll be that dream matchup. Urban Johnson of Michigan State. Larry
What a time.
Bird of Indiana State.
That would have been a game winner. So I'm not that impressed.
Oh, whoa. Okay, I see what this is going. I see where this is going. Oh yeah, this is about to be delightful. Cause what's gonna happen is the clip that we're seeing of him doing all of that, and then he get pressed.
They probably should have lost to DePaul, but they didn't. But the point of that evening was I barely watched Larry Bird. And of course, I adjourned to Gil's hospitality suite after I finished writing. Later in the evening, Gil Brandt pulls me aside and he says, listen, I got something for you. I've been talking to these coaches all day long, all the biggest coaches in college basketball. And they all tell me that Larry Bird will not be a star in the NBA because he is, and this was the quote, he's too slow-footed, said Gil Brandt to me.
No, bro. There's no way y'all putting disrespect on my man's. Nah.
Said Gil Brandt to me. Too slow-footed, okay? And he said a few of the coaches believe he won't even make it in the NBA because he's too, quote-unquote, slow-footed. Okay?
What?
Well, again, I barely watched the guy. And I said, okay. And I go back to my room and I think about it. I sleep on it. I get up Sunday. I've got to write for Monday's paper. Finals, obviously, Monday evening. And I wrote it. You know, I couched it as many coaches here believe that Larry Bird will not make it in the NBA because he's too, and I used the quote, slow-footed. I trusted Gil Brandt. He wasn't going to lie to me. He wasn't going to exaggerate. I believe that those coaches told him just that. But I wrote it, stuck by it, felt pretty good about it on Monday night when, predictably, Magic and Gregory Kelser had their way with Larry and the Sycamores. It really wasn't close.
Look at the pressure around him. 2-3 men, and he's short. Bird, way short.
Oh, come on.
Bird hanging.
Nah, bro. And I see why y'all fight so much. I see why. Because they didn't really give the respect to Larry Bird. So I get it now. I get it. When you take so much disrespect from your favorite player and your favorite team, specifically, especially with Larry Bird, and you're a big fan, you're gonna be like, no, we're gonna go 10 times harder. So I get it.
Larry Bird has had a cold shooting night.
They literally gave him crap going into the NBA, saying that he wouldn't make it.
It's all over. Michigan State University, national champions,
Crazy.
1979. Magic, not only were you a leader on offense, I thought you did a great job on Larry Bird in the zone denying him the ball.
Yes, Coach gave us a good game plan to go against Larry Bird, and all we had to do was go out and do it. That's what we done.
And congratulations, Super Bowl game.
Magic was the star of the night and the star of the draft.
The Los Angeles Lakers select Irvin Magic Johnson, Michigan State, 6'8", 200 pounds.
And back I went to Dallas, Texas as a young gun columnist on the rise. And I had already scheduled a speaking appearance. It was sort of a banquet that I was going to speak at the end of. And the organizer says to me, you better be ready because they are riled up at you over your Larry Bird column. They are? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be ready. So I spoke, and then I opened it up for questions, and I got hit right between the eyes by an angry mob. They barraged me with questions. How dare you? How could you?
I feel like I'm the most hated guy in town. Now I can't go back to the morning news for fear of being gunned down by the guards. Go back to clean out my desk. I haven't even done that yet. And I feel like I'll walk in the Times-Herald and 20 staffers will dive on me and string me up from the fixture or something. You know?
Oh, shit.
And it became very clear to me that Larry Bird did indeed represent to these folks the great white hope. Not white hype, white hope.
Wade gets it to Heaton. Heaton the clutch. Left hand. He made it.
Oh.
Second time he did it. Time is over. Game is over. Bob Heaton keeps Indiana State on.
Okay, I'm starting to see a little bit more of the story unfold. And by the way, I'm glad someone corrected me on this because I said it on another video. Yeah, Larry Bird, he came a little bit into the actual lead. Like they didn't draft it around the same time, him and Magic. So I'm glad somebody corrected me on that.
Defeated. They're on to the Final Four.
Larry had to do more with less. I think, frankly, that Larry Bird getting the 1978-79 Indiana State team to the finals with a 33-0 record is the single greatest personal achievement in the history of college basketball.
Those folks believed in Larry Bird, and they believed he was going to be not just a star, but a big star in the National Basketball Association. And were they ever right?
Larry Bird was the baddest son of a gun on the planet. In a league with Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Dr. J. He was the best player in the world when the NBA was at a greater level.
In the world.
It ain't the same.
No, we can't do that. No. What? Are we literally having a debate about Larry Bird against LeBron? Like, all right, all due respect, you know what I'm saying? LeBron, for this generation, now this generation of upcoming athletes, it's Curry who's carrying the torch. But LeBron James, he had his time. Like, you can't, it's two different eras. You can't do that. Nah, man, I don't like that. See, this is why I hate debates, because about which player is the best and all, because it's just like there's completely different eras. LeBron definitely did not play with legends like Larry Bird had to play against. You know what I'm saying? And Magic had to play against. It's just a different time, man. I don't know. My bad. All right, just keep going. My bad.
Son of a gun on the planet. In a league with Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Dr. J. He was the best player in the world when the NBA was at a greater level.
In the world.
It ain't the same NBA.
It's not the same NBA.
Let me ask you this. Would
Magic couldn't get through him
be
at
the
one
best
point.
player in the world right now?
I believe he would.
Oh, he'd be better than Kevin Durant.
I believe he would. Yes,
no, he wouldn't.
I believe he would.
No, he wouldn't. Okay,
Larry Bird, if his back didn't give out on him, if he didn't have surgery, if his body didn't fail him, we're having a whole different conversation about Larry Legend.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. He
we
had
would.
it all.
I eventually learned that you have to see for yourself in my position. You have to trust your own instincts. You have to learn in my job that coaches constantly get fired because a lot of them don't know as much as I know. And that's the God's truth. That's the one thing I can tell you that I will take to my grave. A lot of them don't know more than I know. And I will, just quick aside, I made one other mistake in my career, maybe not quite as big as Larry Bird, but this happened before that, what was it, 98 draft, Peyton Manning versus Ryan Leaf. They filled my ears all year about Ryan Leaf. And I fell right back into the trap. And obviously, I went with Ryan Leaf in that draft, and I was dead wrong, but not nearly as wrong as Bird. But the point is, trust yourself. And the conclusion of this story is that as Larry Bird rolled on into the NBA and made me look dumber and dumber, we came upon March 10th of 1986. Larry on his way to Dallas, Texas to play the Mavericks for his one stop a year in Dallas at old Reunion Arena.
A very dangerous offensive team. They leave it outside for Larry, and he picks up right
Dagger.
left off in San Antonio. To 40 now, with 4:40 left in the half. Aguirre counts the basket.
And by the way, the irony of that story is Mark Aguirre used to tell me as a Maverick, you can't believe what Larry Bird does to me. He just terrorizes me.
DJ looking for Bird on the baseline. Now finds him in the middle. Little jump. 2 for Larry.
This is Mark Aguirre, who is an all-star.
Dennis Johnson takes it all the way, gives it to Larry Bird. Little up fake, little
pump
jump
fake.
shot, little
Boom. Elbow free throw.
On a roll.
He trash talks me like nobody's ever trash talked me. He leans in over into my ear and whispers stuff I can't even repeat to you. And he backs it up. I'm going to do this to you. And he does it.
Again. All right, inbounds to Bird. He takes it inside for a 2 and gets it with 11 seconds to go. Celtics foul Sam Perkins, and they're down by 1 with 10 seconds to go. Up for Sam Perkins.
Here we go.
That one, so it's a 2-point Dallas lead. And the Celtics bring it up court to Larry Bird from 3.
Now, before that, look at this. He was going to go out of bounds to be willing to take it out, right? Just to get the ball out, first of all. And then raise down.
He gets that one, so
he boxed out. He was going to go and throw the ball inside the bounce just to get it out, right?
it's a 2-point Dallas
But he saw the player already did, so he's like, all right, I'm going to catch down here. Come down here.
And the Celtics bring it up court to Larry Bird from 3.
Pulls up and hit a 3.
Larry Bird!
You can't make this up.
Shot with 4 seconds to go, and the Celtics lead by 1. Oh, mercy!
Crazy.
Incredible. Here's the shot by Bird that won it and puts the Celtics on this road trip at 2-1. Thank you, LB.
Imagine the arrogance, the wonderful arrogance of a man who needs 2 to tie or 3 to win and says, let's roll the dice.
And by the way, he was on his way at that point to his 3rd NBA ring. He'd obviously won Rookie of the Year, and he was on his way to winning his 3rd straight MVP. So I went from wrong to wronger to wrong guessed about Larry Bird. And so I decided that morning of that game to go to the shoot-around at Reunion and see if I could catch Larry Bird, who did not do interviews. He was a tough one. He didn't care anything about anybody. He needed nobody's interview.
That sounds about right.
Magic, just the opposite. I got to know Magic when he was a rookie, and he was just great to me for me, took me up to his hotel room. It was just all-time great. Larry, just the opposite. Different strokes, but both of them all-time great.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to suck it up, and I'm going to apologize to Larry Bird. Seeing, it's like I owed it to him. Just see how he might react to that. So I called him, and I said, I'm just going to take a second of your time. I was really wrong about you. I wrote blah, blah, blah. And he listened patiently for about 34 seconds. And he shrugged. He said, okay. And he walked away. And I deserved that. I deserved that put down. But the Boston writers told me for Larry, that was like a soliloquy. That was like doing a stand-up comic routine to even get an okay out of Larry.
Yeah.
I do think deep down he appreciated it, but he wasn't going to give me back anything. He wasn't going to say, oh, don't worry about it. He just dismissed me with a shrug and an okay and a walk away. And I deserved it. And in the end, I learned about how you have to trust yourself. Now, I never, ever listen to anybody else when it comes to can he play or not play. You have to be the judge. You have to listen to the little voice in your head. You have to watch. You have to eye test. And you have to believe in you.
I believe that Larry Bird was just a little better than LeBron James has been so far through almost 17 years.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, LeBron posts an ode to Larry Bird. He played in Michael's era. He was actually better for a stretch than the quote-unquote GOAT was, the star of The Last Dance.
Turn a hater to a believer. Thank God I wasn't a hater. I just came as a pureness, you know what I'm saying? Like I came pure. I didn't come tainted. You know what I'm saying?
Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird in a playoff game. Larry Bird's Celtics went 6-0 against Michael's Bulls. Never beat them. And it was sweep. In fact, it sounds like maybe LeBron's trying to make the case that even Larry Bird was better than Michael Jordan. You win 3 MVPs in a row, and you do have 3 rings, and you were Rookie of the Year over Magic. So all that adds up to me that, you know, LeBron was right. This man was so cold. He got this one right. He was so cold that he was even a little colder than LeBron has been.
Larry Bird at his best, LeBron James at his best.
Oh, I got to go with Larry Joe.
Yeah.
I got to go with Larry Joe.
You take Larry Joe.
Larry Joe for the win.
Skip, Reggie would take Bird over LeBron. Do you concur, my friend?
I do concur. In a hypothetical draft, would I take him over LeBron James to start my franchise? Yes, I would. And I don't think it's even close.
Now, you would think that Skip Bayless, as the ultimate contrarian, would be challenged by his co-host for such an opinion. However, this is one of the rare things that they 100% agreed on.
You know, in terms of leadership, in terms of clutch, in terms of shooting ability, and overall championship credentials, not just trophies, but a mentality, Larry Bird gets the nod over LeBron James. I'm guessing that right now about 80% of our viewing audience does not agree with either one of us. Well, all that means is that they don't know anybody. They don't know. I would love to pick LeBron, but in terms of clutch, money time, there's no contest.
No contest.
He's not even in Larry Bird's class.
All right.
And that's another thing. Like, I always felt like this. I always feel like Larry Bird, especially as I've gone down the whole understanding the arc of Larry, the Big Bird. I'm like, yeah, I have no problem. Like, to me, he is a GOAT. He is a GOAT. He's one of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? I think I interpreted the making of the case. I think I interpreted it wrong. So I have to go back and look at it. But let's see what else he has to say here.
It's not even close. If you like stats, here's Larry Bird versus LeBron James season stats, while both are at the age of 30. Larry Bird averages more points, more rebounds, more assists, and has a higher field goal percentage. So when someone asks you, what is Larry Bird better at than LeBron? You can say pretty much everything.
Hold on, is he ahead of Larry Bird?
No.
No. What
Dan.
was Bird better at?
Bird's a better shooter. It's not close.
Obviously, Larry was a much better shooter than LeBron ever dreamed of being, because even from the free throw line, Larry was almost a career 90% free throw shooter.
With a messed up finger.
As good or better as a passer, a much more fluid, much more natural passer than LeBron James, a creative passer. LeBron James, for a superstar, he's as good a passer as anyone outside of maybe Magic and Bird. Bird was a better passer.
And then as a passer, Larry Bird was gifted. He had that gift of seeing it before it happened. He just wasn't so much of a point guard as LeBron has often been, or point forward. But Larry, 1 year, averaged 8 assists. So you can see he had the capability of getting up toward 10 assists a game.
Bird's a better rebounder. The fact is that Larry Bird didn't stay healthy. And the fact is that basketball's played so differently now.
But Larry Bird, to your point, was a little better rebounder than LeBron. I don't think LeBron actually focuses on rebounding the way Larry did. And 1 year, Larry averaged 11 a game, which is pretty great. And then let's not forget the fact Larry Bird made 3 all-defense teams. 3. He did it mostly roaming, playing center field, stealing, disrupting, just getting his hands on the ball and passing lanes. He did, but he made 3 all-defensive teams. That's hard to do when you're not exactly known for your defense.
Wait a minute. But Larry Bird, he is an overall great overall player. He can do it all. And he's right. He's not too much known for his defense, but don't get misconstrued. This dude can do anything on. He'll take the ball out of bounds. He'll even jump for the ball. He will do anything he wants to do to make sure that team can be able to win. He'll do it. So
when it comes down to the end of a game in a championship series, I would rather have Larry Bird have the basketball.
All I know is 1 game from my life, I want Larry Joe Bird taking my last shot. That guy from French Lick, Indiana. Game on the line, free throw, 3, jump shot, whatever it was. I'll take Larry Bird any day or any night over especially LeBron James.
Yeah, you can't deny that
double teaming Bird.
Was great.
Fake, fall away. Hits it! All right! Unbelievable.
There's no way on earth that I'd pick him over Larry Bird in the clutch. I can tell you that much. Larry Bird was not just a superior shooter from anywhere on the court, just like you highlighted. Not only was he a near 90% shooter from the free throw line, which LeBron could never brag about, but when you talk about money time, whether it's a particular juncture in the season where you're trying to position yourself for the playoffs, or you're talking about the last minutes of a game, or you're talking about the last shot in a game, or you're talking about a game 7, or you're talking about anything that indicates clutch, you simply can't pick LeBron over Larry Bird, because you can pick almost no one in NBA history over Larry Bird. When it was money time, you knew where the ball was going, and you also knew there was little to nothing that you could do about it. It was just a matter of whether or not Larry Bird was going to make it or miss it.
But even despite all of those numbers,
and I want to say this, and Stephen A. Smith is a big MJ fan, but even he knows who the man is. He knows who the man is, to rely on for the final shot. He knows it's Larry Bird. You know who's clutch it. Now, I'm gonna let this finish out, and then I'll give you my afterthought. Let's
Larry
go.
Bird was going to make it or miss it.
But even despite all of those numbers, to those who actually saw Larry Bird play, the eye test is all they need.
Yeah. If you give me both these guys and you say you can start your team with either Larry Bird or LeBron James,
you taking LeBron.
I'm taking Larry Bird and I'm taking my chances. Thank you very much.
You know what?
I know there are other numbers that will support you on LeBron. I may lose this, but you know what? I'm going with these, all 4 of them. And I watched that dude dominate an era that had some of the greatest players of all time playing. And this isn't a diss on LeBron. I'm not dissing LeBron. I love LeBron. We both love LeBron. Everybody appreciates how great he was. But as time passes, it's easy to forget how great Larry Bird was.
So all of that said, right here, right now, Larry Bird remains the greatest small forward ever, period, end of story.
Wow, way to end it. So this is my my thoughts. Me, I would never have a GOAT conversation. Why? Because to be fair, I've never grew in that generation of the other players, right? So my eyes never saw them live. So it will be I feel like I'm not to be able to have that conversation as my older peers, as y'all, to be able to have that conversation. Y'all seen from the greats all the way from whether it's the 70s, 80s, all the way to now. So y'all can have that conversation. Me, I can't have that. All I can do is go off of what I've seen as far as some of the games that's able to pull on the internet, or, you know, stories that I'm hearing. But I can't deny the fact that who's the greatest in the how can I say it? Who's the greatest? I can't deny what each person has done, right? But for me, I don't think that's my job. My job is to be a student. That's what that is. So I don't like the takes of comparing one generation to another generation, because every generation is different. You know, whether you're going with Steph, or you go with LeBron, or you go with Kobe, or you go with MJ, or you go with Larry and Bird, you go with Will Chamberlain, you go with Dr. J, you go with, you know what I'm saying? Like they all generations are different. And again, you'll never really have me go with who's the greatest of all time. I don't really too much care for that. That is not for me. Like, it's not for me. Like, I never read too much. I always have my hero. My hero is Kobe. I'm happy. I'm like that one happy kid. Like, I got a hero, it's Kobe. I got to watch him play. You know what I'm saying? And that's just pretty much it. But yeah, comment down below and hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And see you on the next one. Peace.